Are these portraits AI art? Is it good? Is it bad? I want to know everybody's thoughts. I'd like to talk about it a little bit. When we did the theory crafting early this week, for those that were watching or for those that were participating, we saw these awesome portraits that were coming in the shop. They were animated, they were really cool, and from the beginning, everybody was talking about how cool they looked. A couple days later, we started seeing things pop up online, on social media. I'll go ahead and, listen, just follow me on Twitter. You'll see the notes. You'll see the back and forth. There's a lot of threads going on right now about this potentially being AI art, completely AI art. So we're going to get into it. I want to talk about it. First of all, we don't know yet. We have no idea. I'd love to think, and I'd love that everybody would think this way, that, innocent until proven guilty. We don't know the story. We don't know if Blizzard vetted this already deeply. We don't know the full facts. I don't want to sit there and start witch hunts because, this could be completely explainable and this could be something that's a big nothing burger. But it does open up the conversation only because, Pokemon has been dealing with, I think they had 2 or 3 art contests where the winners were AI art generated. There's recently been something about Magic having AI generated art in their promos, and then I believe 1 or 2 images in their card art, and there was a big uproar about that. And I believe also that Final Fantasy is dealing with something right now about one of these well-renowned artists, supposedly using AI art. It's true, it's not true. I don't know the story on all of that, but it's prevalent because it's interesting to see how people are reacting to it. And the majority I'm seeing are saying negative things about AI art being in the games that we're paying money for. It makes sense. It makes sense. I don't want to get into the logisticals or the, whether it's ethical to be using AI art. It's just something that just has a bad taste in people's mouths when they see that. So this came up. It's really interesting. There's a long thread by 1000_toasters. I'm not going to get into the specific details, but you should check out everything that he wrote. I'll get into a little bit. So you look at this. It's animated. It's pretty cool. It looks like, without even spending more than 5 seconds on it, you look at the art, I'm like, that art is awesome. And then you start digging into some of the details, and you realize that some of the pieces, and thanks to Emic for letting me use these, some of the pieces just don't jive. So you see this on the shoulder and everything like that. That doesn't make any sense. To me, it doesn't look like what Malfarion should have at all. It just doesn't look right. And then when you go through and you go on to, those AI generated things, and you start typing in these types of prompts, you'll see the background's almost kind of the same as this was a little bit, kind of. I mean, not perfect or what have you. This is saying here that there's possibly, hold on, I'll go back. This one's saying that, this one's up AI probability of 88%. I did my own tests and I saw that, there was a couple of them were saying that was 99% probability of having some sort of AI aspect to it. It doesn't mean it was full AI. It doesn't mean it was, 4% AI. It's just saying it's a 99% probability that there was some AI generation in this. And then it goes deeper. Emic loves to go down these rabbit holes. Perfect example. I don't know if this is a perfect example, but you see this one, and there's the Horde symbol on Stormbreaker. Doomhammer, not Stormbreaker. Don't pay attention to me. It's not supposed to be that. It's not supposed to be anything other than his clan symbol. And I can't believe I called that Frostbreaker instead of Doomhammer. Sorry, guys. And then when you generate these things, using Bing or Microsoft image generator, it just puts things on, just looks very, very likely that it would be something AI generated. You see pieces of it here that just don't make sense. And when you're looking at it a little tiny bit, it gets more detailed when you go into the other ones or what have you. Jaina's neck looks really weird. How does that work? The axe, the fingers don't look correct. I don't know if this looks correct. Blizzard goes through hundreds of pieces of art every single expansion not only the promo pieces, but all the extra pieces and, all of the card art and all the variants of the card art, and then have to go through the animations. And I'd like to think, because, Blizzard has had a stance on not using AI art for a long period of time. They said that they would never do it. I would think that they either vetted this and it's a nothing burger because they've already said, yeah, we checked it, it looked a little wonky or what have you, but it's nothing to worry about. This is good. Or they just didn't see it like I did. And truthfully, I looked at this and I thought this was cool. I didn't look at his shoulder. I didn't look at Jaina's neck. I didn't look at the artist who wrote it. Like, I didn't do anything else other than just appreciate it for what it was. It was animated. It was moving around. But it's a little telling right here. Like I said, here's more, thing that says it's, likely AI generated. And, whether you like that or not. And that's the other thing I want to talk about too. Like, is this acceptable? Is this acceptable for you? Are you okay running, a game like this with AI images? I don't like it. I'm not a fan of it. I don't think it's a good idea to, to even be using any type of AI generation in art that you're paying, in a piece of work that you're paying money for. But I don't feel that AI is a bad thing completely. Perfect example, I personally have used AI in certain situations that'll help accentuate the beginning stages of certain projects in my, outside life, in my current work or what have you. You can use that to start a conversation. If you're just making AI 99.9% of the project, that's bad. But if you're using it for the first 5% for the ideation and all of the pieces that need to start founding that piece of how the art is going to be or how the piece of work is going to end up, the beginning stages, if you will, I have no problems with that. If, Marvel just said, and, Marvel does those movies and they're saying that like some of those scenes that you see that are 30 seconds or less take like 300 people to work on it. Using AI to put some of that, those pieces together without spending all those, man hours or what have you, that's kind of cool. But, going through and putting in a prompt and throwing it into a game that we're paying money for, I'm not a fan of, and I'm pretty sure that's where the thing is. I've actually used like 1 or 2 pieces of AI art in my, in one of the videos or a thumbnail here or there, just to test some waters, if you will. I did that because I was not a monetized, like no one's paying at the time, especially not the time. No one was paying for me to just, create these things. I just did this as a fan thing and I wanted to see if it would work. I couldn't find a cool dragon, so I made one using AI. I've done it once, maybe twice total. And I think the second one, you didn't even see. No one saw any of that. It's way different than you're sitting there saying purchasable when available in the shop. And maybe if that's the case, 99% of it is AI. Just bad feeling, not a fan of it. But again, no witch hunts. We don't know yet. In fact, one of the good things about this entire experience is Hat sat there and said 14 hours ago from the filming of this video, just letting you all know that we saw this thread. Team will investigate more after the weekend. So it's the weekend. No one came up on this when the theory craft started, all the way through the, the weekend. No one saw this. It wasn't right from the jump street. I think maybe we would have heard something that way. It just came up like yesterday, not even 24 hours ago. But I like the idea that they're getting in front of it. They're talking about it. They're going to sit there and they're going to investigate. And we'll see what's up. For all we know, like I said, and I've said it twice before, I apologize. I like hearing myself talk. This could be something that they already vetted. They'll have proof that's saying, no, this is what we thought as well. this is the situation. Or they're going to investigate and see that it is the case. And, what I would think is I would think that they would scrap these, get new ones or make new ones. Because the idea of the pixel portraits are awesome. Don't like them in Marvel Snap because they're really basic, but those look cool, animated, moving around, and, I liked them, and I would have no problems purchasing these if these were, if these were done by a pixel artist going through the actual motions and doing it. Not, hey, let me throw 3 prompts in and then another 2 prompts on an animating, program and then it's done. I'm not a fan of that. Unless they're going to give it to us for free, you know, 2 runestones are free or something like that, super cheap, I'm okay with that. But it's the value of it. I definitely want to know your thoughts. I want to know what you think about this. I do trust Blizzard in these situations. I trust Team 5 as well. Like, I don't think anybody on that team, like 14 or 15 months ago, there was a thing where there was like this NFT or blockchain thing that was being built. Maybe it was 2 years ago. This blockchain theme that was using Hearthstone assets, and everybody on the team that I saw that commented on it was like, this is gross. This is not needed. We don't want it. Forget it. I don't think they would sit there. Anybody on that team would be okay with using AI generated art for this purpose. I think it would have been shut down immediately. But hopefully we'll hear a good outcome. Hopefully we'll find out that, you know, everything's going to be good, everything's copacetic, but I want to know your thoughts on this. I want to know, you know, what is your thoughts on, you know, them using AI art? For what purpose would they use AI art for? Do you think none should be used at all? Do you think finishing work could be used, or maybe the ideation part could be used? Just give me your thoughts and we'll talk about it throughout the comments or what have you. And yeah, check out my social media if you want to see all this. Go on to Reddit on the Hearthstone thread and you'll be able to see a bunch of the comments. It's all like, hey, I'm hoping this isn't the case, this is negative, but you know, Reddit's kind of negative all the time. Hopefully Reddit doesn't hate me on that, but you kind of are. Yeah, I'm done ranting. Lots to talk about. We got a lot of cool things happening. The Great Dark Beyond expansion is coming out in less than 2 weeks, and it's amazing. There's some fun stuff. Watch my videos, subscribe, like, all that fun stuff, and I'll see you in the next one.